Hello and welcome to Asylum, where time stands still and no one leaves and no one will. Anyways, this is Insti and we are continuing indeed playing Asylum. So let's go through the cafeteria and I think what were we doing now? Finding the therapy room, I guess. PM. Oh no, what's gonna happen 10 PM? Probably nothing too major. I remembered how busy this place was back in the day, patients gobbling their stew or rubbing it in their faces. I could almost hear the sound of blah blah blah. People? Something? I don't know. I totally forgot those texts. The remains of an old, unidentifiable meal. Okay. Maybe it's a good thing we can't. It was difficult to see anything with all the grime on the glass. The grimy glass of the window covered what was surely something. The windows hadn't been cleaned in a long time. Well, we already know that. 2. Adhering to Kirkbride principle. For most of its existence, the Hanwell Mental Institute adhered to the Kirkbride plan, with 2 long wings extending to the west and east for male and female patients, respectively. The Kirkbride plan was building as a cure model for mental hospitals, focusing on healing mental illnesses through layout, design, and strategic staffing hierarchy. Similar institutes built using this plan exhibited varied architectural styles, but the majority adopted the familiar batwing arrangement. This consisted of sections of rooms branching off from the central structure, allowing each area in the building to benefit from exposure to natural light and the proper air circulation. Before the Kirkbride plan, the mentally ill were kept in regular houses or prisons without appropriate facilities or were concealed in public buildings. Thomas Story Kirkbride, the physiatrist who designed the Kirkbride plan, believed the layout of mental hospital building was of prime relevance to patient treatment. Various patient distribution criteria were applied within each establishment, such as the separation of high-risk patients from lower-risk ones. Kirkbride emphasized to psychiatric professionals the importance of keeping patients busy with tasks, since it benefited their mental health and also helped with the maintenance of the grand buildings. Interesting. I don't think we need the spoon. At least I hope so. The door seemed stuck, but almost gave away. Well, away it gave. Yes. So we are through cafeteria. There's gonna be a kitchen, laundry, and therapy room. The second floor and the basement. Game room and library. Okay. Hello? I say, is someone over there? Hello? Oh, hello. You look well.
Hi, my name is Lenny.
Hello, Lenny. I didn't expect to find someone like you walking around.
Oh, but you don't have to worry about me. I behave well.
I bet you do.
They allow me to walk alone and help.
Well, that's a relief then. I'm pleased to meet you, Lenny.
Now it's my turn to clean this corridor. Why are you here?
It's difficult to explain, Lenny.
It's complicated.
Some time ago, I was like you. I was being treated in this institute. But something happened. terrible circumstance that I can't remember, and the truth is, I'm not feeling well, and I don't want to be treated again.
Yes, I know. It happened to me, too.
What? You too? But then...
I was here at that time when something happened.
Really?
Lenny, we need to talk more.
Terrible things. You have done terrible things. Okay, about my past.
Lenny, I'm having nightmares about my stay in the Institute. I think something terrible happened to us inside this place.
I am happy to help you, but I don't want to remember. They're sad memories.
But still, it's important we understand what happened to us. Can't you?
Please, no. Stop.
Sure, Lenny. I'm sorry. Lenny, I'm looking for the therapy room.
Yes, it's down the corridor.
Oh, then if you would just let me...
No, you can't go.
What do you mean?
I'm cleaning the corridor.
Okay, I'll just step right here, carefully, and avoid...
No, no, you'll ruin everything!
Fine. Please, don't scream. The building is surprisingly deserted, isn't it?
It is. There aren't many like me, and I'm the only one who helps.
Do you know if there are more like you coming?
No, sorry.
About me.
Are you feeling bad?
That's one way to put it. My memories feel like they're broken. I've been here, that's one certainty, but some grisly event left my mind crippled.
I feel the same. My memories of that time are fuzzy.
Of course they are.
I liked being here. This place always made me feel comfortable until the event.
The
What
event.
did they do to us, Lenny?
Are you sure they did something to us? Okay.
Does the word Kirkbride mean anything to you?
That word reminds me of something. Someone said that. Oh no.
What, Lenny?
It was down below when I heard that word.
Down below? What about Group E? Were you in Group E?
I'm looking for details about a particular therapy group.
Therapy?
Well, my suspicion is that patients who participated in a series of therapy sessions were somehow connected to the circumstances that led to the closure of the Institute. Does this sound familiar to you?
Therapy groups. Yes. I remember them. I had many friends back then.
You do remember?
I remember the sessions. We were all there. They called us Team E.
Hold on. Did you mean Group E?
Yes, that's it.
But wait, you were saying that you were in Group E during the sessions?
Yes. I remember the letter E very well when they called us. And, Dr. Anne.
This is extraordinary, Lenny. Now we need to understand who else belonged in Group E. Down below? What do you mean?
Yes. We were all happy until they took us to the floor beneath.
I assume you mean the basement. What happened there?
I don't want to talk about it. I want to forget. No more pain.
Please, Lenny. I really need to know what happened. It will help both of us.
That's where it all started. Down below. You should go and see for yourself.
Okay.
About the patients in Group E. You said you were there.
Yes, there were a few of us. Dr. Anne spoke often and encouraged everyone to speak too. At first it was nice. We enjoyed sitting next to each other. I think I remember you.
What?
It was a happy time, but then came the pain.
Pain? What are you talking about, Lenny?
I'm not sure, but it all started down below. I don't want to think about it.
Let's talk some more about this groupie. You said you remember me.
Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm so sorry, Lenny, but I can't seem to remember you. It's been such a long time since I was here.
It's okay. You seem like a friend.
And I believe you're a friend too, Lenny.
Anything new?
Who else was part of Group E? Please try hard, Lenny.
This is what comes to mind. Friends with fears and problems.
Such as?
I don't remember his name. A big man with the mind of a child. He had an accident and was terrified of fire. We could never talk about fire during the sessions. Dr. Ann forbade that.
What about the others? How many of us were in the sessions?
Oh, there was a woman. She had a baby inside, but she didn't like the baby and often hit her belly.
That sounds terrible. Anyone else from Group E, Lenny? Just one more effort.
I don't recall the names. There was a man who was funny, but sometimes also mean. And another one with a funny accent. But please, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Oh, so is this all?
Did you hear anything else about this?
No.
Is there anything else you can tell me about this?
No, I'm sorry.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
People? Well, we'll have to ask everything. Yep.
What are your thoughts on Julia?
Who's Julia?
Really?
The girl in the foyer, the receptionist.
Oh, yes. I saw her a few times, but we don't speak much. I'm too busy cleaning.
I see.
Have you met Dr. Miller?
Yes, briefly. I don't like him.
Why is that, Lenny?
He's hiding something. Be careful with him.
Sure thing.
About Dr. Ebers-Baker.
Ebers?
Ann Ebers-Baker.
Oh, Dr. Ann, yes. I remember when we gathered the chairs around her. It was nice speaking with her.
What were the therapy sessions about?
Well, let me see. We talked about our problems, how to keep a healthy mind, our fears too, and how to cope with them. Dr. Ann made me feel well.
Anything else?
Lenny, I don't think Dr. Ann really cared about any of us.
Don't say that.
It's just things that I read about her research. She only cared about her reputation.
No, stop it. She made me feel happy. That is everything that matters. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Fair point. Bruno?
What do you think about Bruno?
Who is that?
I'm referring to the security guard.
Oh, that man. I didn't know his name. We saw each other a number of times, but we don't speak. I think he's mean.
Yes, he does seem to have a bit of an attitude.
And you, Lenny, what about you?
So, what about you, Lenny? Do you roam the corridors all the time?
Oh, not quite. I'm assisting with the renovation of the building, cleaning as many areas as I can.
You seem to know your way around. What can you tell me about the Institute?
I don't know. It's nice. I like it in here. Feels like home.
How long have you been here?
Oh, long time. Years, as far as I can recall. They took me away all of a sudden, but I kept asking about Hanwell, and one day they brought me back.
But don't you want to leave and go outside, see the world?
Not really. Maybe I did want to leave a long time ago, but I've forgotten why. There's nothing out there for me.
I can understand that, yes. About the basement?
Lenny, I need to learn more. What's in the basement?
I don't like to remember that place, but something happened down there.
What am I supposed to do?
Just look in the rooms. You'll understand. And be careful.
Okay.
Well,
Guess
Lenny, it was nice talking to you. I'll be on my way.
Wait, you said you wanted to know what happened?
That's right. I came here looking for answers.
Oh, I don't like these memories, but it all started down below.
Down below?
Yes, I've been trying to forget, but if you want answers, you should go there.
So we can't go past him for now, I think. So basement area first, which would be through here, I imagine. Ooh. The cart was full of rubbish. Poor Lenny was going to have a lot of work cleaning up this place. Yeah, I bet he does. And that is blocking our way to upstairs too. Foreboding music, yes. Of all the things that could prove useful inside this place, paint wasn't one of them. Okay. That's a bloody creepy dog doll. Okay, let that be there, yeah. I assume this place hadn't been maintained in a long time. Well, how did you come up to that conclusion? I thought this was a state-of-the-art institute. Okay. Don't point it at me. At least we don't need it yet. The clothes had been hanging in a dark, damp place for a long time and thus were covered in mold. Ugh, the smell probably is fine in here. Moldy. I didn't want to go through the boxes, which seemed empty and were likely crawling with bugs. I guess these are moldy clothes too. Not even moths cared about these filthy rags. Well, that's bad then. Maybe some time ago patients used to wear them, but at present they wouldn't serve even as a dish rag. Yeah. Fair point. It's quite dark down here. Hopefully you guys can see something. I couldn't see a thing down the corridor and needed some light source to proceed. It was too dark to venture ahead. Okay, so we need light. What about here then? Oh, furnace. Nice. That's what we needed. There was some kind of a grating or trapdoor on the concrete floor. Well, yes, there is. The padlock was rusted. I wouldn't be able to unlock it even with a key. Okay. The burning fire in the boiler bathed the room in sinister glow. While the flames kept the environment cozy and warm, I wasn't keen on staying here for too long. Right. For the time being, we've been able to proceed without raising much suspicion, but that won't last long. Yesterday, the absences from the yard were noticed and Nurse Alice inquired about the missing patients, sidestepping Eberspacher and addressing me directly like that means the nurses are far more concerned than I imagined. As for Eberspacher, I overheard her wondering aloud why her patients were covered in dirt if they hadn't been seen in the yard. It's a relief that Walter gave into the idea of renovating our building, but he's growing too old-fashioned and stubborn. No doubt the failure of his invention hit him hard. He used to be a keener on progress and the swift adoption of new modern technologies, but something deep inside him has changed. Now he's stuck in the past and has grown too attached to this building, his grandiose creation, which inevitably has to change. No matter we waited for too long and we need money. It always comes down to money. It's all about the money. It's all about the dum-dum-da-da-dee-dum. Until we're able to secure adequate funding, we have no choice but to resort to cheap labor, really. Being located in the countryside has its share of benefits, but procuring the manpower needed to remodel this place has proven to be quite a bit more challenging than expected, and always subject to the brutal reality of cost. At first, Walter insisted we select one patient from each group to minimize the risk of calling attention to their absence, but I argued that it was preferable to choose an entire close-knit group to avoid spreading unnecessary chatter that we couldn't control. Of course, in the end, they're all lunatics. Their word carries no weight compared to ours, but it's still desirable to keep gossip to a minimum. If one small group of mentally unstable people insists on discussing things the greater population knows nothing about, we could always contend that this isolated group is experiencing a collective hallucination. It's almost midnight and my turn to supervise the work. One of the patients mentioned an odd smell emanating from the newly opened tunnel. They always imagined the strangest things, but I think I heard a sort of hissing sound that puzzled me. This seems worth investigating. Can't believe it. As I approached the opening, there was a hint of haze or condensation in the air, and it smelled very unusual indeed. I can't describe it, but it felt old. Some kind of an ancient, highly concentrated earthy smell. Curious about this, I structured the patient, Leonard, I believe, to strike that wall one more time. I had to insist twice. His tool wedged open the crevice, which released a formidable stream of fumes. It's hard to convey on paper, but there was a change in the air pressure and the foul odor intensified throughout the tunnel. The patients are too nervous. I must seek Walter. I don't know if we can open that later. The chain was firmly attached to iron bars with a heavy padlock. There was no way to open this. Probably not. Oh! Jonas Crawford. Well, hello there. Unstable. Male wing, first floor. The profile, medium-sized male whose outlandish behavior and off-putting manners often disturbs his peers. A clear case of paranoia and deemed highly unstable. Even though he is slim and fairly short in stature, Jonas Crawford has been known to terrorize some of the most minacious patients with his wild, staring eyes. Fortunately, Crawford is often in good spirits, and whenever that happens, he can be one of the most joyful and amusing patients in the Institute, constantly making jokes and lightening the mood. He is a fast talker and quite witty too. He could have become a great comedian if not for his mental condition. However, just as he can be cheerful, he can also immediately turn violent and frequently causes harm both to his peers and the nursing team. Crawford has an intense fear of darkness, which many specialists still cannot explain. Interesting. Anything I'm missing? Oh. The pipes in the room were covered with rust. The right boiler wasn't working. Fortunately, the other one provided enough light to search the place. I think we've done everything we can in here. Now we can't go there or there, and we don't have light. So what now? What now indeed? Do we go back and maybe the Leonard is done with his cleaning? The door was firmly shut in place. Okay, can we talk to you? Well, we can, but...
Do you have a moment?
Yes?
Are you familiar with the name Crawford?
Right. Crawford. He was in our group with Dr. Ann. He made many jokes. So funny. I laughed a lot with him. But he also had a scary look on his face. Sometimes he just went crazy.
Do you know what happened to him?
No. One day, he just disappeared.
So the patients were used to construct something down basement.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the basement?
No, I'm sorry.
Lenny, I really need to get to the therapy room.
But not until I finish cleaning. Please respect my work.
All right.
Okay.
I should be on my way, Lenny. Stay safe.
What can we do next then? We can't go past Lenny until he moves. Do we want to go to the... Can we go to the damned... You know, through here? Don't mind the noise. Let's talk to him a little bit.
Hi again, Bruno. Is there anything you can tell me about the basement?
I don't know, man. It's a basement. It hasn't been used in ages, and there's a foul stench coming from down there.
Interesting.
You find that interesting? Clearly you have unusual interests.
Maybe. Lenny?
What can you tell me about Lenny?
Who?
The patient who is cleaning the corridors.
Oh, Leo.
I think it's Leonard, but yes, that guy.
I don't appreciate him wandering around like that. But I guess he's okay. Doesn't look like he could do much harm to anyone. But I'll tell you this. I saw him a number of times getting too close to places he shouldn't be. Once I saw him entering and leaving one of the high-ranking offices.
Now that's strange.
You bet. There's likely confidential information in there.
Okay, and what about Crawford?
Ever heard of a patient called Crawford?
Crawford? No, I'm sorry. Then again, it's not like I pay much attention to the patients' names.
No worries, thank you. I'm done for now. Bye.
Bye. So what about here?
You, stay back. That guy is dangerous.
Okay. Oh, we can go through here. Oh. Anything I need to... Well, there's the door he can't open because it's electrified. So... that's a no-go. Let's go back to the foyer and see if there's something happening. What am I missing? Something in the basement maybe, but we didn't have any light. I don't know. A little bit further, yeah, because we are in the wrong place. There you go. So either I need light or I need something to happen that Lenny... Wait, trash bin? No one cared enough to have emptied the trash cans yet. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Julia. I forgot to ask you something.
Well, I didn't, but I have new information.
Do you know where the therapy room is?
Yes, it's on the other side of this floor.
I see. Thank you. I have nothing else to say about this.
Fine by me. If that's all, I'll get back to work.
Well, people...
Julia, do you know of a therapist named Anne Ebers-Baker?
No, I'm sorry. She used to work here?
I believe so, yes.
In that case, I've no idea. As far as I understand, they're only hiring new people.
I met Bruno.
Yeah, he's our new security guy. He can be grouchy and quite unpleasant sometimes, but he's got a heart of gold.
He seemed quite angered by my presence here.
Well, it's a strange night to begin with. Just make sure you avoid asking him as many questions as you do me.
Okay, fair point.
Do you know Lenny?
It's funny you call him Lenny like you were friends. Yes, I know Leonard. He's been around in the Institute for a long time.
It seems like he's taking care of janitorial services.
Oh yes, I understand it's a kind of treatment of, positive reinforcement. That's it. Leonard is the... what's an appropriate word for this? The most normal of the patients we have readmitted so far?
Yes, he seems quite nice.
And also he was the one who complained that weird smell at the dog dig point.
Do you know of anyone called Crawford?
No, I'm sorry.
That's all for now. I'll be back.
I'll be back. I don't think we can go upstairs while she is there. No, that's not something I need to check. I'm trying to think, which is, of course, quite weird. So there's got to be something in the basement area we missed. So I'll go back to the basement area, and once I'm there, I'll see you there. Be right back. Okay, here we are. So let's continue. There's nothing in here, but we need some kind of a light. I missed something in here. Both furnaces. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, what? Okay. Did that help us? Jesus, I'm stupid. The gate was locked. Echoes of distant flowing water came from downstairs. Okay. Well, this makes things easier, yeah. It was a wire cutter. Okay, I guess we'll need that. Because we picked it up, so that's a fair assumption we're gonna need that. It was impossible to see anything in the room. I had to find a way to restore the lights. Okay, I'll have to press the space bar and see if I can see something, but... No, I don't think there's a... I had no luck opening this door. Well, it seems like it's stuck permanently. Years of rust and neglect had sealed this door. It was hopeless. The door was firmly shut in place. So many beds. Okay, what's this? A dead rat chewing a wire. The problem was clear. A rodent had chewed on the wires, short-circuiting the lighting in the basement and killing the rat in process. There was nothing I could do with the circuit box while there was an electric current in it. I was bound to suffer the same fate as the rat. And the door is electrified. It looked awfully dangerous, so I get my distance. So the problem is, we need to remove the rat. But I can't see anything. Maybe the emergency lights are enough. Okay. I guess they're emergency lights. Can we take the rat out of the circulation? Yes. Wire cutters. Nice. It was not the most professional electrical job, but it would hold. Okay. We fixed the problem. Well, that was a nice little puzzle. Once I realized we can put the lights on. Was it here? And power. Updated journal. So, what did we achieve? We can probably open the door now. Yeah, it looks safe. Wait, is this the... Yes, it is. Hello?
Hey, Bruno.
Ah, wait a minute. Ah. Yeah, sorry about that. I've been messaged at. Anyways.
I'll
nothing.
be going.
So I guess we go back to the basement. There's got to be something more to do. Maybe the... So we fixed the door. What else did we fix? Was it here? Oh. Tools and machinery lay scattered across a construction area seemingly abandoned in chaos. Walls were cracked, peeling under the weight of the years, and the metallic scent of rust mixed with an earthy smell. Blah, 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 blah. Bloody hell. I'm too slow to read. Okay. So you guys were working down here, which we already kinda knew, yes. For the first time, I felt like there was a clear purpose or meaning behind a vision. My mind was trying to unearth an important memory. What were a group of patients doing in the basement? What we were forced to do here? Can I take this? The tools seemed oddly familiar to me. Most of the tools seemed useless and not worth my time. Yeah, but that is so bright. Can I take it? A cart which had seen better days with the corner of the construction area. Anything else? Well, obviously, the huge wall. An opening in the construction area was boarded up. Well, it seems like it, yeah. Is there something over here then? No? Have I been everywhere now? I can't take the pickaxe. Oh! Move to the unit system. Over time, mental hospitals built using the Kirkbride system began to present numerous maintenance and operational problems. Faults in the design led to unforeseen practical difficulties, and their rigid layouts prohibited efficient expansion. The Kirkbride plan soon became a significant problem in mental health. Since many mental hospitals are state-funded, a combination of budget cuts and high maintenance expenses spelled doom for the principles of the Kirkbride plan. Personal wages, medications, medical appliances, coal for the boilers, electrical maintenance, and sewage services represented but a small fraction of the cost of keeping such large establishments operating. With the general high level of stress and economic issues also impacting the public in modern society, experts warned of a surge in mental health disorders and an increased need for specialized treatment centers. Thus, the demand for mental hospitals kept growing even as institutions adhering to the Kirkbride plan afforded only slow and costly construction. Concern intensified in the field as psychiatrists and medical professionals began to question the theory that architecture played a role in mental health. And so the prestigious Hanwell Mental Institute sought to adapt, as did many other mental hospitals, by undergoing extensive remodeling according to a new design philosophy that came to be known as the unit system. Instead of a single sprawling building, the various departments in such establishments would be separated into smaller discrete structures. With this new approach, a purely administrative building would have no physical connection to the housing patients. To achieve this ambitious goal, many existing Kirkbride institutions resorted to constructing utilitarian underground tunnels connecting various buildings, since aesthetics were no longer a concern. So, I guess we were doing just that. That. Wait, what is that? A wheel of card firmly rusted after years of neglect. Some type of lubricant was bound to help with the rust. Ah. Huh. And why would we want that? To break the wall, I guess? So can we now take the... Oh. Okay. So we need lubricant. Can we take this? No? I guess we'll have to go upstairs and see if Leonard has already cleaned the hallway. He has. Indeed has. We need to speak with Lenny. We need to visit the upper floors. And talk about those. We do have a wire cutter, yes. But let's start with this. A sad and naked plant, which might have been gorgeous and colorful once, decorated the center of the gallery, the perfect metaphor of Hanwell Mental Institute. There's a hole in my chest. I don't recall if patients were allowed inside the gallery, but with these sorts of paintings, I hope not. Dr. Ellis Horton, psychiatrist. Well, I hope he was. I think that Ebensbacher, or Ebensbacher, psychologist. Chilling. Is it really? Yes, I see the problem. You have teeth. I need to rip them out. Can we open this? I didn't recall where this door led, but it was jammed beyond hope. Okay, so that's it. It was a depressing piece of decoration. Yes, well, it goes with the interior, I would say. Heightening the atmosphere. Ah, laundry room. So, will there be a head inside one of these? Clothes stained with broadest variety of fluids you could imagine, with source of ranging from food to synthetic materials and bodily fluids, had paraded through these washing machines. Ugh, disgusting. But natural. The stench of those clothes were quite unbearable, these clothes, and I didn't even a good wash would, I didn't even think a good wash would fix that. Yes. Probably not. The majestic yard in which so many patients communed and hailed together was now in sorry state, barely serving as a mere shortcut across the building. Right. A little shed. The shed appeared to be locked. Yes. A once beautiful feature of the yard, the fountain was now filthy and in shambles. Well, it's quite a miracle it's still standing, yeah. An old, rusty door, which no longer served its purpose. Oh, it was a door. The discarded appliance gave me weird vibes. It almost as if someone had intentionally placed it in the spot as a means to twisted decoration. There used to be such a pleasant smell in the yard. Hopefully they'd be able to help this place regain its former glory. I don't know. Do you really want that glory to be back? An incredible view back then from these benches. I could still remember the soothing sound of the water flowing, and part of me wished to see a fountain working again. So we probably could go through there, but we don't want to. What about here? I could almost hear the sound of the birds fluttering in the early morning. Verso, 1874. Used to be a nice spot to relax and get some fresh air. Okay, nothing for us now. Wait. In later years, dissatisfied employees at the Hanwell Mental Institute began to circulate wild stories about mistreatment on the part of the executive staff. At the time, authorities ascribed the rumors to the general atmosphere of discontent at the Institute, as it was a matter of public knowledge by then that the erstwhile international prestige of the establishment had faded, its glory days long gone. The building was in an appalling state of disarray, displaying an evident lack of direction and maintenance. The situation became more serious when family members of patients began reporting an alarming number of injuries to the bodies of their loved ones. These ranged from severe bruises to burn marks and, in the more extreme cases, fractures. Initially, the injuries were thought to result from unfortunate accidents related to the known issues besetting the mental hospital, including underfunding, understaffing, and growing workplace animosity. Eventually, however, burgeoning pressure from the public eye and human rights organizations prompted authorities to initiate a series of investigations into the establishment for the insane. Interviews with the Institute staff ensued. Testimonies from low-ranking workers and nurses included description of anguished shrieks echoing through the hallways, their precise sources difficult to locate. In one of the most sinister accounts, an anonymous report suggested the screaming was coming from underground. Other stories mentioned the disappearance of a certain number of patients, a phenomenon that often happened during the night. But the most chilling rumor of them all was that the patients were being deliberately subjected to various forms of torture. When questioned about these scandalous allegations, Dr. Ellis Hawthorne dismissed them as a gossip of employees not fit for their jobs. He argued on record that the distressing screams originated from high-risk section, in which dangerous patients with a history of violence would regularly experience psychotic fits. As for patients disappearing from their cells, he stated that it was common for them to get lost in the monumental building, with hours sometimes passing by before they were found. Yet another reason why the upgrade to the unit system layout was a top priority of the administration, Hawthorne added. During this period of upheaval, Dr. Hanwell himself opted for perplexing silence, never publicly commenting on the situation. With circumstances spiraling out of control, authorities continued to closely follow the events transpiring at Hanwell Mental Institute. Lovely. Now. Okay. The sink had long since outlived its usefulness. Well, I don't think it's only the sink, you know. Huh? Why are we checking this? Maybe we need something. I don't know. Can I actually interact with it with the right clicking? No. Weird. Would this be the kit? Well, I guess we went past the kitchen. This would be the art room. I finally found myself inside the therapy room. The whole place was in state of disarray, as if everyone had left in a hurry. No, this is the therapy room. The art room is later, I think. Group therapy responses, record of patient's development evaluation. Alertness, attention, attitude, expressivity, interest in topic, judgment, knowledge, memory, sense of humor, comprehension. Ebersbach, Group E. Interesting. E and F. E is lower numbers than F, I think. Okay. Patients in Group F show marked improvement in their mood and awareness, as well as willingness to communicate and interact with their peers. The inexplicable regression in Group E continues to puzzle me. I'll discuss their individual issues separately. Lenny used to be a kind of a leader figure, very communicative, someone someone the rest of the group looked up to, but he's been more withdrawn recently, lost in what seems like the dark thoughts he refuses to share. In the case of Hodjon, I could guarantee a smooth session, provided nobody brought up anything related to the nature of his trauma, but he's growing increasingly tense and neurotic. Crawford has always been troublesome, but he seems more on edge than usual, and even more of a problem these days. Rebecca should have been allowed an abortion. LaRoche, beginning to believe he's a lost case. We could be Hodjon or LaRoche. Or maybe our name is not in there, not at the moment. So many names. No wonder Hanwell Mental Institute had been renowned. This place was highly active back in its heyday. Yes. Whoever worked at this desk did have the most inspiring view. No. Memories, my man. Memories. In my sudden vision, I was part of a group of patients in the therapy room. A female doctor seemed to care about the session, not us, but merely the outcome of the session. Anything else? Memories were trying to surface, but my mind insisted on blocking them. Bertrand LaRoche. Bertrand LaRoche is a curious case. He is a shy, docile patient with a mind seemingly trapped in his innermost recondite thoughts. Coming from a family of French immigrants and having experienced a troubled childhood afflicted by war, LaRoche has always had issues making friends, no doubt in part thanks to his monotone, outlandish manner of speech. His verbal expression often devolves into unintelligible murmurs during the otherwise plain and straightforward conversations. The current diagnosis is that this is assumed to be a schizophrenic behavior. That being said, once someone earns his trust, LaRoche can become a capable and pleasant conversationalist. Yet recently, the patient seems less keen on communicating, often spending an unusual amount of time simply staring out of the window in the game room. Specialists feel he will succumb to an irreversible state of catatonia. Okay, so we're not that guy, I guess. Can we use this? The projector wouldn't work without a reel in it. The metal case was empty. There seemed to be a missing reel. Oh! Well, that was lucky. I thought it was empty too, and I just clicked it.
You are not in good shape, Bertrand. You know it will only get worse. You must talk. I hate you. I hate this place. You're all bad with me and my friends. You'll come to understand, Bertrand, eventually. But we must deal with this. You have a chance to end it right here, right now.
I don't believe you. You have been lying to me all this time.
That's not true. And if you tell me what you saw, it will all be over. It's that simple.
I can't remember. It's too fuzzy and dark.
Come on, Bertrand. Try harder.
No. I'm scared.
Come on. Tell me what you saw.
No. It will come for me. It knows. It knows.
Calm down or I'll have to call the guards.
It's inside me.
What? What is inside you?
Okay. Wag. Do we have any other? No. It's the same one. I think, yes. Oh, did we just put it back in there? Okay. No, we do have another one. Bloody hell. Another movie then. I thought we were, yeah.
How are you feeling today? Tired. I want to sleep. I'm sorry to hear that. How was your day? It was fine, I guess. We played some games in the afternoon. They are always the same, but I still like them. But the others aren't so happy. It's understandable. We'll try to get you some new games. Has anything of importance occurred to you lately?
A new woman arrived today with a big belly. She is pretty. I like her. But she was hysterical and punched Nurse Marion on the face.
I know, and we're dealing with that. But I was referring if anything has happened to you lately.
I don't know. I am so tired.
Why are you tired? Tell me. We're here to help.
It's being down there, working with all the dust and the bugs. It's too hard. I'm too tired. I can't stand them anymore.
What is this that you can't stand anymore?
The voices. They are everywhere, and they whisper inside your head. They are evil.
Evil, I say. Okay, I guess that's the last one. At least I hope so, because I couldn't click the two on the right. So do we have something else over here then?
Since the renovation of the Institute began, more patients have become agitated and difficult to manage, as if it was the architecture of their own bodies being reconfigured. The construction work has disturbed their existence in a way I couldn't predict. Some are even presenting with odd injuries, which none of the nurses can explain. Are the patients harming themselves? Is this building so firmly interrelated with their identities that changes in its structure will impact their states of mind by means of a kinesthetic regression? They rationalize structural changings in the surrounding geometry by imprinting them in their own flesh. Hodgson's is the worst example. Where are those burn marks coming from? I made inquiries and nobody saw him get burned. Perhaps he was allowed to assist in the kitchen and he refuses to discuss the burnings. And knowing how much the subject terrifies him, I did not press him further. But the scars are disturbing other patients in Group E. They believe his scorched skin is some kind of heavenly punishment or stigmata. And they're all going to suffer the same fate. This is ridiculous and degrading. They were my best group, my most remarkable achievement. Yet no one gives a damn. I swallowed my pride and consulted directly with Alice. But the pompous asshole suggested it was my inexperience at fault, my responsibility to ensure the safety of patients. So what the hell are you supposed to do then? Instead of hiding in your office, do something about your staff. And when the moron isn't jerking off at his desk, he supervises the construction work. Why is a psychiatrist so deeply involved with the conversion to the unit system? None of this makes sense. I hate myself for losing my mind. Every therapy session is now a burden. I need to reconnect with the patients. They must tell me more. Lenny is still more forthcoming than the rest, but he won't say a word about the bruises. And Hodgson's, how did you burn yourself like that? If not the kitchen, the only other place. No. Impossible. They're not allowed down there.
Oh, but they were. You know, free labor. What's not to like? So I think we've done everything in here for now, at least. Unless we find more recordings. Oh, nothing. So, let's go and check the game room. And maybe library. If we can. Yes, we can. The game room used to burst with activity in its heyday. It was fine accomplishment of the Institute that patients could coexist peacefully playing games together, but now the room was in shambles. Indeed, it's quite shambles. To be honest, compared to other rooms, this is actually quite nice. Crayons. They reminded me of my childhood. Just an old toy with the... Yes, horse toy with a fixed leg with a nail. Anything else? A red crayon was in better shape than the others, so I took it with me. Because... Sure. The sofa might have been comfortable once, but at present sitting there here was out of the question. More chairs. The game room had been designed to hold a large number of patients in it. It would seem like it, yes. Anything over there then? Ominous, but with a hint of beauty. The fireplace was a nice way to get the room warm back then, but the staff needed to keep close eye on the more unruly patients. Yes. I believe this was the table patients chose for playing games when it was cold, because it was privileged position near the fireplace. Because of its privilege. I had no idea what that was. Well, you know, you just nail those things. Hammer them. It was a pity they had neglected the bonsai. Its once radiant green color was now depressing gray. A completely dry plan. Well, it's quite dry, yes. The radio's batteries were dead, like this place. A wide variety of classic science fiction novels. Patients were lucky to have access to fine literature in the Institute. They were so lucky, yes. The chairs had been positioned as if to look some enchanting view outside the window, but it was currently dark and ominous outside. To the library it is then. No idea which books were the end of this ladder, but likely more boring ones. Miscellanea, history, physiology. Okay, we got a lot of things here. Oh, don't cut me there. You're making the mess on the floor. History, yes. What is this? Okay. While my storied career as a general surgeon has cemented my prestigious position in the field, the fact widely acknowledged by kindred professionals who have effusively praised my work, my true passion has always been the secrets of the mind. It was during the extirpation of a challenging meningioma that I first confused this zeal with the desire to specialize as a neurosurgeon. Yet it dawned on me that, quite the contrary, I was growing tired of the physical aspects of the brain altogether. It was rather the nature of its inner workings that fascinated me. In time, a new path led me to research topics related to psychology and psychiatry, particularly the peculiar interplay between these two disciplines. Mental health disorders stood out as a prime subject of interest. Losing control of yourself is a terrible thing, perhaps the worst thing that can happen to a human being. The inability to discern what is real and what is not. The impossibility of determining what the incontrovertible truth is because your senses are crippled. Horrified me to no end. I made it my new purpose in life to delve deeper into the captivating yet disquieting discipline. I would make use of the plentiful wealth and resources I had amassed over the years to fulfill this developing personal ambition. I chose a convenient location to construct what I christened Hanwell Mental Institute as a testament to my life achievements. Enthralled by the elegant, pleasant, and even transcendent design invented by Thomas S. Kirkbride, I made sure the spot atop a peaceful cliff surrounded by distant mountains and the pristine allure of the ocean was suitable for the healing properties of his proposed plan. It was a strict requirement of my project that the proposed plot of land be untarnished by a presence of people. Only the elemental quality of the perpetual woods would complement such majestic architecture. Thanks to the help of powerful contacts I gained through long-standing relationships with the finest professionals in the world of medicine, Hanwell Mental Institute soon became a beacon of inspiration and promise for the treatment of mental health problems. Its purpose is to house the largest number of patients in any building of its kind to date. Contrary to certain delineations made by Kirkbride, I hold that the thriving community is key to mentally ill people to succeed in their hopes of being reintegrated into society. This is my realm. Here we shall make an effort to eradicate the ailments of the human mind. So how did that work out for you? Someone, a patient, a child, seemed to have scribbled something on the cover of this book. Okay. These books were numbered in a strange way. It all seemed disarranged, lacking any kind of system. Maybe there is still a system. Some days ago, I casually read a newspaper article about Dr. Walter Hanwell, a general surgeon with extensive knowledge of mental illness who recently founded his own hospital for the insane. In his impassioned words, I could sense a sincere concern about the consequences of mind disorders. In that same article, Hanwell's notable technological advancement in his field, a discipline in which antiquated practices are often ingrained, elicited a feeling of excitement that I hadn't experienced in a long time. The fine trajectory of this kindred spirit compelled me to write him a letter, disenchanted as I was about ongoing problems in my local medical center, which I concluded was managed by close-minded individuals. Dr. Hanwell responded sooner than I expected. We exchanged various experiences from our respective fields of expertise in engaging debate that I fondly remember as a deciding factor that would dictate the rest of my career. We agreed that increasing reports of developing mental abnormalities were a consequence of degenerate society. That minds operating outside the boundaries of morality would inevitably deteriorate until no shade of humanity was left. There was a mutual agreement that the fabric of our culture, our breed, was eroding. As admired professionals, we have an obligation to guide our peers into the blistering light of cognizance. We see and perceive what others don't. Not taking action would be a shameful disgrace to our human condition. We continued talking about how mental hospitals should be managed under the strictest of conditions, and how a symbol of solemn authority was of the utmost importance for ensuring smooth operations. Suffice it to say, I became enchanted with Walter Hanwell's grand vision, his endless quest to correct the course of society, beginning with those who had lost their way in the most profound and visceral sense, the decay of their own minds. Okay. Yes. Morality, moral world. If the volumes were stained and quite old, a few of them would probably crumble upon the slightest touch. An old unpublished manual about some kind of a biopsy machine. Okay, I will read it. Stereotactic transorbital brain biopsy equipment. Draft of instruction. Warning, this equipment is still undergoing extensive tests. Any use of this machine on a living person must be supervised by a qualified professional. The Strabe is a novel device capable of extracting brain tissue sample without performing a craniotomy. It makes use of the empty space around the patient's orbital to reach areas of the brain without damaging the eye or causing long-term facial paralysis. Depending on the cranial structure of the patient, the coordinates of the transorbital device may need to be reconfigured in order to determine the correct angle for the procedure. The subject's height is not factored into the coordinates calculation, since the head should always be fixed in the proper position. Ensure that the subject's body lies comfortably on the bed, which can be extended for this purpose. Coordinates are calculated according to body mass, gender, and age. For example, an adult male weighing around 80 kilograms may need an angle between 180 and 190 degrees. The margin of error is calculated by a machine and compensated for using a state-of-the-art sensing component to aim for the correct entry point in the patient's left orbital. The needle may retract and move forward a number of times during this process, which is normal. Note, the device always aims for the left orbital by default. While recalibrating for the right orbital is possible, this makes no practical difference for the procedure. Before starting the procedure, be sure there is a professional validating the data provided by the control panel and the assistant positioned close to the patient in case of a reflex action during the procedure that could lead to irreversible damage to the patient's eye. Properly securing the harness should minimize this possibility. For a successful procedure, follow the steps below. Turn the equipment using the control panel. Rotate the principal knob to the appropriate unit that corresponds to the patient's cranial dimensions. This will set the target coordinates. The person assisting the professional should evaluate whether everything is in the correct position, particularly the harness. It is recommended to also check the position of the extractor needle and the bed. The supervising professional at the control panel may pick up the wired activator and press the button to set the procedure in motion. Wait until the extractor needle finalizes the procedure and is fully removed from the patient's orbital. If blood leaks through the puncture, wipe it with the disinfected towel. There is no need to treat the puncture. Once the machine completes the procedure, the fluid containing the sample will be located in its sterilized receptacle behind the extractor component. It then can be taken in with a standard syringe, but be sure to properly sterilize the syringe so as not to contaminate the sample. Inspect the patient's orbital for any unexpected damage, then have the patient remain seated on the bed to recover from any dizziness. The brain samples is ready to be examined under the microscope by a qualified pathologist. The procedure is expected to last 5 to 10 seconds depending on the lobe from which the sample will be extracted. Sulcal depth must be accounted for in this calculation. Following the procedure, the patient may experience impaired vision and difficulty articulating facial muscles, but these effects are expected to subside within an hour at most. Lung cancer, pancreatic tissue, biopsy of prostate cancer, a rare type of gastric adenocarcinoma, histopathology of rat colonic tissue, benign microglandular adenosis in mammary gland, biopsy of unidentified brain tumor, rat cerebellum tissue. Yeah. Well, that was enlightening. The conspiracy against the human race didn't seem like an appropriate read for this gloomy night. Probably not. I'll check this. Just another random collection of books. Castle of the Forest. It looked like some fairy tale. Might have been. It was still dark and quiet outside. Pathology, yes. That is closed. What about here? These seem like the oldest books from the library. They smell like papyrus. Just yellowed old pages. I couldn't say if there was anything of importance written, as they were utterly unreadable. A quaint reading table. I remember patients spending some valuable time in there. Here, the Institute encouraged reading. I was not interested in going there. I wouldn't even be able to distinguish the titles because of the lack of lighting. Okay, we can now open this. Now the question is, I was kind of curious, can we get to the kitchen? Because we need something for the cart, but that might come later. Only shot in place, okay. So I guess we can't go to the kitchen. Yeah, we were in laundry, therapy room, game room, library. We kind of need to find get upstairs, but also find Lenny. Where's Lenny when you need him? Because I don't think we can go upstairs while she's there. Where the hell is Lenny? So what our tasks are? Remember weapons. Speak with Lenny, visit the upper floors, investigate about Bertrand. We have Gray and we have wire cutter, we have letter opener. Tricky. I don't know whether I could use the crayons. I'll go check down the tunnel bunker of whatever, if Lenny is there. If he's there, then we'll see you there. If not, then we'll see you back here. Well, I didn't see Lenny over there, so I'm missing something. Let's go back to the back area and see if we can see something new. I kind of wish we could go to the kitchen, but it's wait. Is it missing the cart? Can we go upstairs now? Are we allowed to go upstairs? Well, we're probably not allowed, but we're going anyways. How far? We are here. We have Director of Museum Morgue Laboratory. What about the third floor? Oh, we can't go there, at least not yet. So we have a couple of more rooms to inspect, I would say. I think I will leave that for the next episode. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode and I will see you next time. Until then, Goodbye.